What's going on? What's going on? I'll give everybody a few more minutes before they fall off in here. Let me see here. Let me just make sure to send a message. Give me 1 second. All right, what's up, you guys? So let's just go ahead and see right now. We just got Ariel and Jalen on here. So what's up, you guys? Do you guys have anything specific that you guys have questions on that's real estate related, or anything that you guys would like to know? You guys can go ahead and dive in. We'll see if we get more people fall off in here. If not, then I'll just help you guys out and see what questions you guys have until we have a few more people that fall off in here. So you guys have any questions, or is there anything you guys are curious about real estate related or anything else? You guys can just let me know. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of it today. A lot of today was just gonna kind of be some numbers and go over a few things, but I can just run through a few of them real quick for those of you guys that are on here. If you guys do end up having any questions at all, you guys can just let me know. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. I'll just drop a few things for you guys for kind of like not necessarily homework, but just a few things for you guys to go ahead and take a little bit further and look at in your guys' spare time. So I had a whole bunch of numbers and statistics for you guys to kind of show you guys what the state of the real estate market is, but I think it would have been a little bit better if we had more people in the class. So kind of like I always talk about, if you guys have seen me on my social media, I've kind of been posting a little bit more about real estate and how to find different programs and different resources out there. One that I really like and talk a lot about is HUD.gov. That's HUD.gov. That's the Housing and Urban Development website. If you guys have time, here, I'll send it in the chat for you guys so you can just go straight to it. So if you guys want to know about a lot of different programs that are within your state or just different things that are real estate related, this is kind of going to be like a one-stop shop. There's a lot of new information that's constantly filtered through here. When new programs come about, you can find it on here. Just a lot of different things. You can find homes, you can find lenders, different voucher programs. Like I said, there's so much out there that you wouldn't even be able to find everything in a day. Like it would take a lot of time for you to just kind of go through and see what each state offers and things like that. And I would recommend going through here and seeing what programs are offered in your state, states that are around you, or states that you're considering potentially moving to. One of our members right now, he just posted something in the real estate chat. He just got a house. I always mix up whether if it's Virginia or Maryland. My bad, man. But so he got a house in either Virginia or Maryland. I don't want to confuse the two. I know people over there take that serious, but he's starting to see now the potential in real estate. So he got his first house. It was like 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. He upgraded it to make it a 2 full bed, 2 full bath, so that way he can rent out each room as a full bed, a full bedroom and a full bathroom, and then they just share the kitchen and the other areas like living room and stuff like that. So he sees what the potential is. So now he's looking to go in other states. I believe he's looking at like New Hampshire or Maine or somewhere over on that side of the map. And the reason he's doing that is because he's seen that rent is about the same for where he's located at, but the housing is a lot cheaper. And that's why I tell people it's better to just get started. You may not get the very best deal right away. It might take you a little bit longer before you start understanding more terminology and things like that. But the key is once you get started, it opens up like a new book for you that you never even knew was there. And then it kind of sends you on a journey. And then it's kind of really on you how far you want to take it. Some people go off and they'll try to reach 100 doors within their portfolio. Some people are good with just having their mortgage covered, or some people are good with just getting a little cash flow from a few doors. So you don't necessarily need a lot of doors within real estate to kind of help yourself out financially, right? If you're looking for life-changing money, then obviously you'll need a bunch of doors and things like that. But you don't need a lot of doors to kind of help you out financially for, putting a little money in your pocket, covering any expenses you may have for that house, and also just building up the equity and stuff like that in time. So get that ball rolling. But anyways, here on the HUD, I don't know if you guys have been following along, but if you click on home ownership, and there's a lot of different links that you can click on for different things. And if you just go to the home buying programs, this is one that I like to promote the most. It seems like this has been beneficial for a lot of our members and things like that. If you're paying fully cash, then this wouldn't be, something necessarily for you if you're a cash buyer, because you'll be buying cash, and there's a lot of other options when your cash flow and your money is a lot better. But if you're looking to kind of go OPM route, which is other people's money, which would be your state, this is where you guys would go, and you could find that information there. If you guys were looking to get a FHA home loan, the good thing about FHA home loans is that it only requires you to put 3.5% down if you meet all the qualifications. So they have a 3.5% down qualification criteria, and then they also have a 10% down criteria that they have. So you can see right there, just real quick. So you guys can go on here and you can see what some of the limits are in the low cost areas versus the high cost areas. It's almost double. And then you'll, based on where you're located at, and then all that other good stuff. So there's a lot of things that you can do within the FHA. So if you guys go on here whenever you have some time, just kind of play around with it, go and see, get yourself educated, right? It never hurts. It doesn't cost you any money to get the education. It just takes you taking a little bit of time out of your day, 30 minutes here. All right, let me go see where I left off at and figure stuff out and kind of get that knowledge. Another one that I like to talk to people about is the USDA home loan. Before I kind of took a break from kind of diving into real estate, this was one of the last things that I was trying to do within real estate. I was trying to get a USDA property. So it wasn't difficult at all. I was just waiting to kind of find that right property. I like turnkey properties, so I like to stick with that. A lot of the properties that were coming up for me at the time that I was searching, they all needed, some work and things like that. So it didn't fit the criteria that I was looking for. So USDA is rural real estate investing. A lot of people think because they might live close to the city or in a bigger city that they won't qualify, and that's not the case. So don't psych yourself out. Don't let nobody talk yourself out of things. Go find out and figure it out for yourself. It takes a little bit of time to get on here. You can they can link you with a realtor within the website. They can contact you with lenders and things like that. So go through the whole process and get things figured out. Don't just take someone's word, or someone told you it was hard to get into or things like that. This is a good way for you to get into a home using zero down. So yeah, that's USDA home loans. Go take a look at that. If any of you guys are veterans, Make sure you guys are taking advantage of your veteran benefits. A lot of people don't take advantage. This is how I got started within real estate. I got a fourplex utilizing a VA home loan. The good things about that is you don't have to put any money down. You don't have to worry about PMI. Your rates are a lot more competitive. There's a lot more things that are kind of worked in your favor when it comes to using a VA home loan versus like a FHA home loan or a conventional home loan or anything like that. So all you have to do is go on here. You can get more information. You can find out, if you're eligible, the benefits, how you would apply, all that good stuff. Some things to kind of look out for. They'll even link you with lenders. They'll link you with realtors, kind of like a one-stop shop. So go on here if you guys are veterans or if you guys know any veterans or anything like that, send them the information. So here's another one that I really like. I personally never used this myself. I've helped a few people get into this. Like I said, all it takes is just sitting down, taking a little bit of time, reaching out. I've reached out. I've helped people get into classes. I've helped people get homes as far as kind of guiding them. If they had any questions, they would just kind of come back to me because they personally knew me. But they'll set you up with a, what do they call them? They'll set you up with like a counselor. There's a small membership fee. It's like $75. You have to sit and take a short class. It's like 6 hours. It just kind of explains the background of the program, who the program is for, what it takes to own a home ownership, all that good stuff. But the keys to this one is I want to see the no down payment, no closing costs, and no mortgage insurance. So that's kind of one of the key benefits to using NACA or NACA, however you want to pronounce it. So take a look at that. Let me see. Did I send it in the chat? No, let me send it in the chat for you guys. Make it easy. So go take a look at this website, see if you qualify. I don't believe there's any income limits or anything like that. So make sure you guys go on here. The thing about NACA is it's supposed to be like your forever home is what it's intended for, right? So it's not intended like the other programs. After a year, you can rent it out and things like that. You'll just have to get creative along the way, right? All these programs have rules and they have things that you have to follow within the guidelines. Everything is figure outable, right? It doesn't mean that you're locked into that and that you can't move because things come up, right? You just have to get creative, think outside the box when it comes to things like that. Can you take that class without going through? No, you have to take the class through them. So once you sign up and all that, they'll send you a link. They'll let you know when your class, it's virtual. It's like a 6-hour class. After that, they'll set you up with the counselor. The counselor will kind of sit down, take a look and kind of see where you're at and let you know kind of how their process goes, what you can expect along the way, how long the process typically lasts, all that good stuff. So you guys can go on here already, kind of give yourself a head start, kind of see what all they offer, what they can, what you can and can't do. And it's kind of like the same like those other programs. So a big popular one right now is the DSCR home loan. Once again, this is not a loan that I personally utilize myself, but I have got a lot of interest in this. When I start to take a dive back into the real estate world, I'm very transparent with you guys on where my focus is and things like that. When I'm ready to kind of dive back in, USDA is still on the top of my list. And then also DSCR is going to be another one. So there's 3 things that I want to check off of my real estate box. That's utilizing the DSCR loan, taking advantage of the BRRRR method, and then also taking advantage of the USDA home loan. So those are 3 more things that I kind of have planned for myself to take advantage of. So just in short, a DSCR loan is a mortgage loan for a residential income producing property. So pretty much you go find a property where the rents would cover pretty much what your loan amount would be. That's in short. That's in short. So just make sure you got take a look at that. You can go, there's a bunch of good YouTube videos out there that has more knowledge. You can just start reaching out to some lenders and see if they offer this program. And then you can get more information for them. So a pretty good program. I don't know anybody personally who's taking advantage of it. I've watched a lot of videos, seen some people talk about it, and just kind of followed a few people that talk about it online. So it's not anything that's too crazy or illegal or anything like that. So you're just pretty much finding a good property. And once you meet all the criteria, that's whatever needed. It's like a win-win for you and for whatever lender you end up going through. So go take a look at that whenever you get a chance. So I was gonna dive into like some statistics, kind of talk about where we're at in the housing market right now. Since there's just a few of you guys on here, I'll just kind of keep it brief and short. So here's since August to October, it's just pretty much showing where people are moving from and where they're moving to. So I tell people you kind of have to look at this stuff, especially if you're looking to switch from the other side of becoming a renter to becoming a landlord. This is the type of information that you're going to want to know. You're going to want to know what areas are growing, where are people leaving from. This will kind of give you a better idea of, okay, hey, if I'm in the Florida area, I can kind of see these are some of the key areas that people are moving to. Or if I'm near South Carolina, or I was thinking about maybe doing some rural real estate investing out in Tennessee, or even in Maryland, a lot more people are inbound. So constantly take a look at this list. SAC has been on there for quite a bit, and I helped one of our members close a property in Sacramento. He should be coming up on his 1-year mark to where he'll be able to rent out the house. That was what his goal was, and rents have done nothing but gone up since the time that he actually got into his house. So I think he might be past the year mark by now, but he was in Sacramento. This has been an area that's been consistently growing for a while. People are, kind of leaving the Bay Area further down in the Bay. I know a lot of people out there don't consider SAC a part of the Bay, but a lot of people are kind of fleeing, the southern parts of the Bay Area because it's just getting too expensive. It's getting out of hand. It's getting really gentrified. Everybody's kind of being pushed out. The next major city for them is either going to be Reno, or it's going to be Vegas, or it's going to be Sacramento. So it's forcing a lot of people up to Sacramento. And then those people that are in LA that can't afford it out there, their best bet is to try, if they want to stay within California because they love it so much, then probably they're trying Sacramento. And then as you guys can see, Cali and Vegas are the two big ones. So everyone's leaving California and they're coming out to Vegas, or they're going up to Sacramento. And then I'm sure there's some other cases for those of you guys that are on the East Coast of what's going on. And then outbound, these are the areas, you can kind of figure why these, top 7 are on here, just because of cost of living. As far as Louisville, and I don't know what the real estate market is looking like in Louisville. So I'd be curious to see why so many people are leaving those areas. So like I said, numbers are good. They're going to give you guys a better insight to this stuff. I like to take a look at this stuff every day, every other day, just to kind of get a good idea and see where people are at. I like to make sure where my real estate is. I like to see them on this list, on the right side, not on the bad side. So in this case, the right side is the bad side, the left side is the good side, because this is where everyone's leaving from. And then they have a lot of other good housing market news, some different articles that you guys can go check out. Some of the latest news that you guys can check out on here, and some other good information and data. This is all on redfin.com. Let me send this to you guys in the chat. Boom, send it to you in the chat so you can go right to it. All right, the next one that I want to take a quick look at is some housing market data. So the orange line you guys can see is from 2021, the black line is 2022, and then the blue line is 2023. So these are the listings. So you can see we're under the previous years, and now we're kind of at about the same as 2022. And 2021 numbers are kind of going to be off a little bit just because of going through the pandemic and all that stuff. So a lot of numbers, if you're looking within the last couple of years, it's going to be kind of not necessarily skewed, but you just kind of have to take everything that happened into consideration, like this right here, right? This big jump. So if you would have bought a house in this time frame, you would have been catching this whole ride up. This is when everybody was trying to sell their houses because the prices were skying through the roof. What else? So these are the median sale prices. As you can see, the national average is right here in red. So, and then the major cities are above. So you can see whatever's going down in let me see, Chicago or LA is on top, and then Seattle. So they're kind of neck and neck. And then as you can see, that fluctuation that jumped all the way up and then took a dive, and we're slowly climbing back up. So and this number is the median sell price by the 100,000 range. So 200,000, 300,000, 400, 500, 600, and so on. So right now, the national average is about right here, which is about a little bit above 400,000, give or take. And let's see, boom, 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 go on there. And that's really some of the important data for you guys to see. So, and then you guys can also go on here and take a look at just more number on the mortgages, and they have a lot of other median sale prices. Yep, right under 400,000. How many listings there are. So, yeah, whenever you guys have the time, like I said, go ahead and look at these sites, go through, take a look at the numbers and the stats and things like that. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Don't take, people's opinions. Don't see what's on social media and the news and all that good stuff. Go and look at the numbers. Hold on, you guys, give me 1 second really quick. All right, my fault, you guys. Just had to handle something really quick. But like I said, everyone's been barking about the housing market crash and the bubble and all this stuff. Listen, you guys, like I've been saying since you guys have had me from day one, when it comes to the real estate market, the stock market, anytime you guys are investing in anything, right? If it's usually on the news and all over all that, stay away from all that stuff. The good thing, the thing that I always tell you guys about real estate, it's all about the numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, then just wait until the numbers make sense. That's all you have to do. Real estate has been around 100 years before us. Real estate is going to be around 100 years after us, right? The numbers are going to keep going up in that time. There's going to be small little dips and bumps here. Go back and look at previous times. All you guys have to do is go back and look at history. Literally, just spend a day and just go look at real estate numbers. You guys can kind of see. I did a whole class one time showing like if you go back, if you get real estate at any period in time, and if you just go forward 10 years, you're either going to be where you're at or you're going to be up, right? It's just about 10 years. All you got to do is hold for a decade. So you're always going to need somewhere to live. Your family members are always going to need somewhere to live. If you guys have kids, they're always going to need somewhere to live. You got to look at this real estate stuff as kind of a long-term investment. And I was just having this discussion with someone the other day, and certain generations, when I lived out in, I'm going to get off topic just a little bit, but when I lived out in Europe, it started to open my eyes to how, excuse my French, how fucked up things are and how consumed we are with our day-to-day lives versus how they live out there versus how we live. So like, I don't want to get into it too deep, but just on little things like this. So certain things like nursing homes, it's not really a thing out there. Once you're 18, you're out the house or on your own, right? It's not like that out there. It's a lot of, someone's great grandfather, spent the time to get a house for the family, and then it's just stayed within the family within generations. So when someone grows up in that house, more than likely you'll end up passing that house down in time. And what that does is it allows a lot of freedom from the other side of life. Because what happens when you have a mortgage that's paid off that you don't have to worry about paying, and you're able to save that much more of your whatever you take home every month from whatever your job may be. It doesn't matter at that point if you have a 9 to 5, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have somewhere that you can live and you don't have to worry about paying for that rent. Imagine if you were able to live rent free right now, how much more money would that put in your pocket every month? 1,700, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, just depending on where you guys are at, right? And over time, the value of the property is just going to keep going up. So it's like, not only are you going to always need somewhere to live, everyone after you is always going to need somewhere to live. Once you get that house paid off, now you guys just have to worry about simple upkeep and making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. But back to my point that I was making, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and they're getting a house that was in their family for like 70 years. Like their grandfather just passed away, and the family is arguing right now about who's going to get the house. And then there's just all this drama around the house. And then there's this big corporation that's been trying to buy this house because it's in a area where they've completely gentrified the whole area, put up new townhomes, put up new apartment buildings and all that. So the person's grandfather bought this house however long ago for like 20,000, and right now it's worth like 1.3, 1.4 million, something like that. It's in a big major city. And their grandfather, they just kept the house. They never sold. They were offered a lot when these companies were demolishing all these places. So think about this man spent all these years, he took the time to, do whatever he needed to do to secure the property. He secured the property, maintained the property, paid off the property, has something to pass on to generations after him. And not even one generation after him, it's about to be gone. Like literally, this man's like sweat and tears went into this house. You know what I'm saying? And it's about to be gone in the blink of an eye because grown individuals, one, can't see the bigger picture, two, just money hungry and don't really understand what it is that they're actually giving away. So it's very unfortunate. That's why education is very key. It's very important, right? From a lot of areas in life. So never feel like everything. Always be open to learn more, be hungry for more, hear more. Nobody knows it all, right? We're all just kind of learning this stuff as we go. Some of us are blessed enough to have certain people in our lives to kind of guide us on better paths. But if you guys don't, and for those of you guys that are here, you guys are, in my opinion, a step above a lot of people, because think about what a lot of people are doing right now. There's a lot of sports that's on right now. A lot of people just are, they probably went to work. They're probably kicking back at home, watching Netflix, chilling. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Like I'm not one to judge what the next person does with their free time or their spare time. Who am I to judge what anybody else wants to do? You have to always do what makes you happy and what you feel like is best for you. So I know what it is that I'm doing on my free time. You know what I'm saying? I do things that I enjoy. And then I also got to keep sharpening my mind and getting better at the things that I do. It just makes life easier. So the more knowledgeable you become, the more you try things, you'll get better at it. You'll learn to accept things that you might think are a loss, but it's really, you're gaining that knowledge. So you'll get to do things like kick back and help people get on their way. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a long time to kind of get to this point to where I'm at in life, and I'm still not satisfied. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'll ever be satisfied because I just have so much that I want to do for myself in life. I want the people that I care most about. I kind of want to set that standard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have started changing their lives, and people reach out to me and be like, man, you motivate me. And that's not even my intentions. You know what I'm saying? My intentions is to do what I feel is best for me. That's why I always say you guys got to do what's best for you and what you feel is right. So not to get too much off topic into any of that, just a little motivational speech for you guys, but please just take the time and get yourself educated. I know people are scared because, interest rates are high and this happened and there's supposed to be this big crash happen. Okay. Until it happens, then that's when it's going to happen. And then what are you going to do? Are you prepared right now? If the housing market crashed tomorrow, are you prepared to pull that trigger? Is your credit in order? Is your finances in order? Is your debt to income ratio in order? Have you already been working with the realtor? Do you already have a lender in mind in case you got to get some lending from somewhere? That's stuff that you guys can already do without even spending a dime. You can have a realtor on your squad. You can have a lender on your team. You can start researching, having a good idea for what you want to do. if you feel as though this big crash is going to happen. So it's like, if the big crash happens, what's going to happen? Because the big crash just happened a few years ago during COVID in 2020. The people that were ready, myself and Chris and a bunch of other people that we know, the ones that were ready got advantages, and they're all reaping the rewards. They're all up 30, 40, 50% in their home, right? That you'll be able to take advantage of, whether it be, you do a HELOC, you refi when rates get better, whatever the case may be. But anyone who pulled that trigger during COVID is up, up, up. And some people even sold and cashed out quick. I know some people that cashed out 500,000 in like 8 months, just because they pulled the trigger when everybody was scared. They seen the market was getting hot. So they just turned around, listed, took an L on all the taxes they had to pay, and they still came out on top like 500,000, on top of paying all their realtor fees, lawyer fees, taxes, and all that. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right. So that's really all I got for you guys for tonight. Like I said, we'll just make it kind of quick since, there's not too many of us on here, but I do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. If there's anything that I can do to help you guys at all, please do not hesitate to reach out. I just hooked my guy Aaron up. He was looking for a lawyer in Illinois, and that happens to be where I did my auction deal. I did a whole class about how I did that, how I came up on that. So auction properties, that's another good way to come up. It's a little more competitive now. I kind of was ahead of the game, seen some deals, pulled triggers, and made money off of it. I found an auction property, bought it, listed it, and sold it in like less than 2 months or something like that. So I think I ended up making almost like 10 grand off of that deal. So it came out to be like 8,600 or something like that. But anyways, so do you guys have any questions at all for me? You guys have any questions real estate related? Anybody closing any deals? Are you guys looking at possibly closing any deals? How are you guys feeling about the market? You guys paying attention to what's going on? All that stuff. What are your thoughts on the change to conventional loans going to only needing 5% down? So some conventional loans, you can get 3% down. So what you're talking about is to be able to get into they came out with a new program to be able to get into like a fourplex and things like that. And you can utilize it for whatever you want. So traditionally, when you put less than 20% down for most programs, you have to own or occupy for at least 1 year. So it's just really all about the numbers. If you can make it make sense, I really wouldn't say that there's anything out there that is stupid to do. If there's a program out there and you're able to sit down, look at the whole, scope of things, get all your numbers and get your numbers accurately. If you can work it to your advantage, work it to your advantage. I don't think that there's any programs out there that are necessarily bad. There's probably some stuff out there that I probably wouldn't do, because you would have to really get creative with it, or you would have to kind of have some insight to something. So where for sure, the market is about to go up pretty nice and you can take advantage pretty quickly. But I don't personally think that there's any programs or anything out there that's necessarily bad. Some of them have more rules and are a little bit more stricter and require a lot more than others do. Some you can get more, rolled into your loan if that's what you're looking to do. Some stuff you can get credits back. Some stuff you can get assistance with. There's programs to help cover, like down payment costs and closing costs and all that different stuff. So I don't personally think that there's necessarily any type of bad programs out there. I always like to say beggars can't be choosers, right? So if you're relying on someone to get a large lump sum of money to help yourself out in some type of way, just look at everything from a broad spec of things, and if the numbers make sense, that's really all that needs to matter at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter about anything else. It doesn't matter people's opinions. It doesn't matter. I don't care what anyone's going to tell me. If I'm looking at the numbers and the numbers are right in front of me telling me one thing and someone is saying something else, why am I going to go off of what they're saying? That, that's just their opinion, or they could be saying it to, get you off your game. Who knows what the case may be? Go off of the numbers. This is why I like to check stats. This is why I like to go on here and see, everyone keeps talking about how there's this fall, mortgage rates are going up. So why are home sales still going up? You know what I'm saying? There's buyers out there somewhere. It might not be in your area, it might not be anybody that's in your circle that you're talking to, but best believe real estate is still being sold, regardless of what they're saying on the news, regardless of any of that stuff. You guys have to really put blinders on to a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is people's opinions. Go off of facts, go off of numbers. You can't make up numbers. They can't make up numbers. So really all you got to do is just take a little bit of time and just do a little bit of research. The data will tell you everything you need to know. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. No problem. Like I said, I enjoy this. And I enjoy, seeing your guys' stories, helping some of you guys out, opening your guys' eyes to what is possible out there. On just
Yo,
kind
what's
of,
good? No time zone. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
What's up, brother? So quick question for you. I was gonna type it out, but I was like, let me just say it. So my partner and I are looking to actually take advantage of that program with the fourplex next year.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, my credit's not in the best of standings. We had a business this year. We're actually going to be closing that up and starting anew. It was a good learning experience, but her credit's perfect. We've made sure to keep her credit intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my question is just what your best do's and don'ts are in that situation. Thank you for posting about the USDA. I'm going to look into that severely tonight and really deep dive that
Yeah.
as an option for us. But is there anything that you would suggest as we're going to be first time home owners and we're suddenly, I'm going to call it property buyers. We don't
Yeah.
even want to own a family home. We want to get either we didn't want to do a duplex because we know the more doors, the better.
Right.
But just overall, your perspective on that, and even in your experience having a multiple door complex right now or
Right.
in the past, as to what you would just your biggest do's and don'ts, and even if you have some advice as to what we can do to game plan that with our situation.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I think it's dope that you guys are doing. You said this is like your girlfriend or just a friend or just a partner, just whatever. Um,
Fiance, yeah.
Fiance, okay. I think this is really dope. That you guys are doing this, and um, I tell people all the time, like, the way how our dollar is going, just the way how just life is going, right? It's to a point to where two incomes are always going to be better than one, right? So not only are two incomes better than one, but then it's also what are you doing with that other income? I think it was the Wealth Dad. Him and his wife, they were just living off of like one income for a while and then investing in the other one or something like that. So one is dope that you guys are doing this together, right? Because the two incomes are better than one, and then you guys are taking advantage, and then you guys are actually doing something with that. So some advice that I would give to you guys is one, just make sure you guys are dotting your I's and crossing your T's as far as everything on the legal aspect. It doesn't really cost much to go get a real estate attorney, just to sit down with someone, just to make sure you guys are both good to go. And then also make sure whatever state you guys are in, certain states are different when it comes to when you're married versus when you're not married. So look at that kind of stuff from just like a legal standpoint. But as far as advice, what to look for, things like that, I personally I'll be that person that's going to recommend you guys start out with a fourplex. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I guess, because that's how I started and it worked out for me, and all the blogs and everything that I was reading, everyone was saying stay away from fourplexes. And it just made sense to me, especially when I was running my numbers and everything like that, what each door was bringing in, what it was going to cost me to live after I paid my, principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and everything else for owning the property. It just made sense, because I was looking at a duplex at the time and I was looking at a fourplex at the time in the same exact area. And the rents that I would have got for the duplex was going to be, I want to say it was like $1,600 shorter than what I would have got for the fourplex or something like that. So it just automatically, it just didn't even make sense, because the price of the duplex versus the price of the fourplex, it wasn't much different at the time as well. So I would personally say, if it makes sense, go the fourplex route. Why not? But if you guys are set on a duplex, that can work too. It's just all about the numbers. Make sure you guys get a good home inspector. I did a whole class about home inspectors, what to expect, things like that. I would recommend that you guys go to the home inspection just so you guys can kind of see, especially if real estate is something that you guys want to take serious and expand down the road. I would say start getting involved with the processes as much as you can. So as you guys are going out, get comfortable with talking to the realtor. I would even say, get a couple different realtors. Even if you know for sure you're going to go with one, it doesn't hurt to work with multiple people. That way you can pick multiple people's brains. This person may know about some special program that this person doesn't know about. This person may be more open to talking versus this other person and all that good stuff. So don't be afraid to expand the team. Don't be afraid to reach out to multiple lenders. Don't stop and research just because you say, hey, we're just going to get a duplex. That's all we're going to do. We're going to look at that route. Be open to looking at other ways to get into real estate, whether it be the BRRRR method, whether it be the fix and hold or fix and flip or wholesaling or, buying from auction or doing tax deeds or tax liens, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys have two brains working. So you can go off, split that list up into 3 each. So it's okay. You take I'll research about BRRRR, I'll research about wholesaling, I'll research about fix and flipping. You research about buying from auction, you research about tax deeds and tax leads, and then research about whatever else you can find. And then that way you guys are always going off onto something. When you find something that you think that works, come together, talk about it, see what fits both of you guys, because you just never know within real estate what will work best for you, because there's so many different ways. Some people are great at talking on the phone. They're good with copywriting, so they can write good letters and send it out. So wholesaling is a great thing for them because they're able to just connect people. They're kind of on that go, go, go. They don't mind going to the real estate events. They don't mind reaching out. They don't mind calling 100 people and getting their face hung up on by 99, right? They're just looking for that one. So it just is going to be all on what you guys take your time, get as much knowledge as you can, get a checklist of everything you need, like be ahead of the ball as much as you can, right? Don't wait. Like I was saying, if there does happen to be any type of little dip, or if interest rates get a little bit better, or if that great deal that you guys want comes up, are you guys ready if it happens tomorrow? So do everything that you guys can to be ready for that deal that's going to happen tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That was very, very helpful. And just want you to know, I'm definitely looking at that fourplex. That's the first one in line.
Yep, yep, do it, man. Especially like I said, just wait, let the numbers make sense. And don't think that you have to be green right out the gate. When I say green, meaning that it's going to cover everything right away. When I first was starting, I believe I had to pay, it was like $350 a month, or something like that. But $350 on top of everything else getting paid. And by month, I think it was like 6 or 7, I was green, meaning that my rents for my building was covering everything. I think I was coming out ahead like $60 or $70 after everything was covered. And then that just kept increasing as rent kept increasing. So keep that in mind.
Thank you, bro.
No problem. And good luck. Keep me updated, man. Send me a message within the Well Squad. Let me know how that goes. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just shoot me a DM. You don't have to wait for the class.
Will do, brother. Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Sorup says, have you ever done DSCR loan? And can you tell briefly how that was? Nope. I've never done DSCR loan. I just touched on it briefly. That's one of the few things left within real estate that I kind of want to check off, is doing a DSCR loan, doing a BRRRR deal, and doing a USDA are the 3 that I have left that I'm interested in pulling the trigger on. Good questions. You guys got any other questions for me before we wrap this up? Another tip that I will say for you guys is if you guys are ever looking to do like a HELOC or anything like that, don't go off of whatever comp the lender gives you. Sometimes it can work in your favor, but for the most part, it's not. The systems that they use kind of, I don't want to say necessarily will lowball, but I would always recommend pay that $500, $600, $700 to get your home appraised. It will only do nothing but benefit you to kind of give you a really good idea of what your home is worth at that time, whether if you're thinking about potentially selling, like I said, doing any type of HELOC or anything like that, trying to leverage that property. And then make sure you guys have a plan, whatever you guys are going to do after that. I just got one of my properties appraised, and the lender that I work with, the appraisal came back like 18,000 cheaper than what it was after the appraisal. If Ace or anyone is interested in partnering in something in South Louisiana, let me know and shoot me a DM. It's funny because I was looking at some stuff out in Shreveport. There's a guy that I met out in Houston that does some stuff out there. I didn't really necessarily look South Louisiana, but right now I'm not interested in anything right now with that. But if anybody is within the squad, you can put that out there. You can also send a message within the real estate chat and put it out there and let people know either what you have, or what it is that you do. And then I'm sure we got some members that might want to link up with you or anything like that. All right. I got a video for you guys to watch, and let me see if I have the link. I don't know. It's one of Joe Rogan's recent podcasts. He has this is not real estate related. This is just, if you care about your food and what you eat and things like that, he brought on this I don't necessarily know if he's like a famous farmer or what, but he's a farmer, and they're all about they don't mass produce like the big companies like Tyson Chicken and all them. And so they were like showing a comparison and kind of talking the numbers and kind of where we're going. And they brought up, Bill Gates buying up all that agricultural land and kind of some stuff that's going on with their food. So go check out that. If you guys care about, your food, what you eat, if you guys are into that kind of stuff, go check that out. And I guess that family has like a 5-part series on their YouTube channel. It's called hold on, I think I got it in my recent searches. It's called Living Web Farms. That's their YouTube channel, and they have like a small documentary that kind of goes more in depth, talking about our food supply, the mass production of food, and all the unhealthy stuff used on food and all that good stuff. If that's anything you guys are into, check that out. If you care about your health is wealth, right? But that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. Hopefully you guys were able to learn something new. Like I said, if there's anything that I can do to help you guys out, whether if it's real estate related or just anything that you guys see me talking about or have questions about, you guys can shoot me a DM within the Well Squad. I'll get to you guys. I'll make sure, you get helped out and lead you guys on the way. If you guys don't have anything else for me, enjoy the rest of your evening. We're halfway through the month. We're almost through the year, right? I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm always talking about the next year is about to come, and it's like time waits for no one. So get on your stuff, because we're headed towards crazy times if you guys keep up with economics and money and all that stuff. So we're headed towards some crazy times. So get yourself prepared. The best thing I could say for any of you guys is do everything in your power to get yourself out of debt as best as you can. Educate yourself, study up on economics, study up on the difference between money and currency, study our history. look into why they keep printing so much money. Start being curious, look more into inflation and figure out really what is it really about. Um, it's more than just the cost of things going up, right? Our money is losing value. Um, we're pretty much being robbed, right? Right. Our money is being robbed in our eyes literally every day. When you break inflation down to like a real rate, it's more so like 25% when you take everything in a whole and a bigger picture versus not just looking at inflation, what they say, right? That 7, 8, 9% is more, a lot more than that. Um, so yeah, you guys, we're literally it's a battle. We have corruption, with dealing with our money and all this printing of money. So all I can say to you guys is just get on a journey, learn as much as you can, prepare yourself as much as you can, because it's buckle up. It's a crazy ride. It's a crazy game we have to play called life. But we just have to do everything we can, to keep our heads clear, focus. Focus on your focus is something I like to say. Focus on you, focus on your family, focus on the people you care about, focus on the stuff that's important to you because really everything else is a distraction. It's literally one trauma after the next that they constantly provide in the news and social media and stuff like that. There's been horrible things that have happened yesterday and every day before that, and there's going to continue to be horrible days tomorrow, today. That stuff never changes. So, do what you feel is like your part to help where you can, help who you can, do as much as you can, but make sure you put yourself first, put your family first, because we're low key in a battle where it's a everyday battle, and we're battling against the people that are supposed to be on our side. So it's crazy game we play. But not to go too much into that, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, you guys can hit me up and focus on your focus. That's all I got for you guys for tonight. You guys take it easy.